Hi, it's great to see you again. So, in this week's lesson, we focused on Chapter 1, trying to get a better understanding of what interdisciplinary studies is and why it's important. So, I want to capture some of those highlights from this week's chapters for you. Again, I hope you find that these videos are helpful to you, and it's just one more way to kind of reinforce this week's lessons. I do encourage you to make sure that you read those chapters and use the knowledge checks that I have placed in the classroom. Those are going to help you to review and make sure that you've gotten what you need to get out of each and every lesson. If you go through the knowledge checks, do your reading, use your PowerPoints, and listen to these videos, I am confident you're going to do great in this class. And remember, along the way, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help. So what is interdisciplinary? According to your book, it is a cognitive process by which individuals or groups draw on disciplinary perspectives and integrate their insights in modes of thinking to advance their understanding of complex problems with the goal of applying and understanding in real-world problems. Wow, what a big definition. What does that mean? It might feel overwhelming right away, going, what is all that? Well, what is interdisciplinary? What we're going to be talking about is how we're going to take different disciplines and we're going to use them as scopes or views or lenses to look at a problem, and that we're not going to continue to look at a problem from just one viewpoint, but understand the value of looking at the problem from several different angles. And if we look at the problems from several different angles, we're going to find new solutions and new insights and new ideas, and this can be incredibly helpful. So that's what interdisciplinary is. So, why do we need interdisciplinary? Well, one of the reasons is the complex nature of society ourselves. Society's not easy. Life's not easy. It's pretty hard to find life and apply just black and white answers to it in many, many circumstances. So interdisciplinary lets us mix it up a little bit and really look at the world through shades of gray, which it really is. It also talks about the complexity of the global workplace. As you will see in different courses that you'll take, and as you go through your educational journey, that not only are we becoming a much more global world through technology and all these different things, but the workplace itself is becoming much, much more diverse and much more global in nature, and by doing so, we need to understand that bigger nature and the different pieces and the components that will make our workplace a little more complex. We have to understand the need for systems thinking and contextual thinking, and we'll be talking about that, and you'll be reading about that as we move forward into different areas. But being able to take a problem apart to understand what are the parts of the problem. So for us to logically address a problem, we have to look at all the parts of it to better understand it. There's an analogy that you'll see later where they talk about, a fruit bowl, which is different disciplines, versus a smoothie where everything's a little bit mixed up. And that's what we're going to be kind of addressing here, is that it's hard to separate things once they've been put together. But we have to understand what at least is in that smoothie to get an understanding of what we think it's going to be producing. We also need to understand the changing nature of research that's out there, because research is continuing to change as it accepts and acknowledges that we've become a much more interdisciplined world. The public world and its pressing needs, any day and every day, you just turn on the news and you're going to see so many major issues, and they're not, if they were easy to solve, we would have done it. They're not easy to solve. They affect many different areas, and we have to be aware of that and address all those different areas as we go through and try to find the right solutions. And also that society needs both disciplinary and interdisciplinary studies. We need to have people that are strong disciplinarians that know what they're doing and get into the nitty-gritty, but we also need to understand how those answers affect us on a more bigger global scale. And interdisciplinary studies will let us do just that. So a lot of really exciting stuff in this chapter that we're going to be looking at. An example that your book gives is it talks a little bit about, if we talk about maybe, let's say, the issue of, immigrants coming into the country. And that's been a hot topic. We certainly have talked about immigration and its effects and what it's going to do to us. But when we look at an immigration, if we can't just look at it from our point of view. We have to look at everything in the whole component to truly understand the impact of immigration. For example, some disciplines that might be involved in understanding immigration would be history, which is the history of immigration for ourselves or for those people that are immigrating and back and forth. What is our relationship with those countries? Sociology, and understanding the impact of the groups and how the different groups will blend with different groups, how people get along and don't get along. Anthropology. We have to understand things like where the people are coming from, where the people are going. We have to look at things like earth sciences and the impact on our stabilization and on our physical well-being. We have to look at immigration policies and political sciences. We have to look at economic opportunities and how it's going to affect one nation or another when we see these economic moves. So we have to look at multiple different things. It's not so easy just to say it's this one thing and that gives me the answer to it, because many of the topics that we're going to face are very complicated. And in this course, you're going to have an opportunity to pick a topic and then tell me how several different disciplines could potentially be part of using those would help us to better understand what's really happening, to gain a full understanding of that particular topic. So we're a very complex world, and we're going to be looking more at that. So I hope you're as excited as I am to get started and to move forward, and that you find these clips helpful. Again, happy studies.